Do you suffer with uncertainty around your finances leading to retirement? And as such, is it making you think you're going to put things off until things are better, the world is more stable maybe?
Well, in this video, we're going to explore 3 big reasons why we think you should retire as soon as you practically can. And you have the potential to transform your retirement and make it as fulfilling as possible.
And you know, if you delay too long, you may not have the health to really take your retirement by the horns and get the most out of it. There was a study in the Financial Times that found only 1 in 10 men in the UK are healthy when they finally make the decision to retire.
Having a YouTube channel that talks about everything retirement, you'd be surprised at how many people we meet actually share their retirement plans with us.
And you know, of those people, more often than not, they're saying they love their job. And as such, they're in a happy minority. So Sarah, what about you? Were you in that happy minority?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think I probably made the wrong career choice.
I think we both made the wrong career choices. We didn't fit into that mould of people who make the perfect choice when they leave school and love their career right through to the end.
Here's a little fun quiz for you. If someone came along and gave you £10 million, would you continue to do the same job working as you are now?
What, doing a YouTube channel helping these wonderful people retire early?
Yes.
Of course I would, Sarah.
Would you?
Carry on.
Okay, well if the answer is no, this video might just be the antidote for you.
You know, by the age of 60, we've all been on this earth for more than 3,000 weeks.
Crazy.
I know, and the Office of National Statistics here in the UK recently released a study that said that by the age of 60, 75% of people report being in good health, but that steadily declines over the next 10 years, and at the age of 70, only 25% report being very healthy. So clearly, the clock is ticking. So if you're lucky, you've probably got another 500 to 1,000 healthy weeks left.
It's nothing, is it?
Well, no, it isn't. And time is the most valuable commodity. Once you've spent it, it's gone. There's no way of getting it back. Conversely, money is recyclable. There's this concept of compounding where money makes money. So you can actually spend money and more money will appear. But once you've spent time, it's gone forever.
So Neil, out of those 3,000 weeks, how many of those did you waste?
Well, given I'm not in that category of people that love their work, a lot of the weeks, Monday to Friday, are wasted, to be honest, although I did earn the money, which is this thing that has given us this precious commodity of time back in retirement. So I've got to take that on board. And then weekends, I was doing a lot of stuff that I didn't particularly enjoy much, like going shopping, doing jobs around the house, housework. Yeah, didn't enjoy any of that. And gardening.
Oh, yes.
That's the worst. I am not a gardener. I hate everything to do with that kind of thing. Also, although my job was 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, weekends you're working as well, because maybe you got to get a report written for Monday morning, or sometimes you got a big project on. I hate to think how many of those 3,000 weeks are wasted. What about you? Because for me, it was a slog. To get to retirement, it was a slog. What about for you?
When did we get married?
Hey, hang on. Are you inferring? Oh, you're saying it was when we got married that you started to
wasting my weeks. No, I'm only joking.
Cut. And you know, there's something we hear more frequently than we'd wish, and that is people saying just 1 more year. So that's people who would say in conversation, yeah, I think I've saved enough for retirement, but I'm just going to work 1 more year.
This happens a lot.
It does. And this is a thing called a syndrome. I don't know what a syndrome is, but there is something called the 1 more year syndrome. And it can go on for years, because sometimes it's just easier to carry on doing what you're doing than making that leap into retirement. I find that really scary. And you know, this reminds me, 40 Towers, do you watch 40 Towers? One of the classic sitcoms ever made. I think they only made 6 episodes. And there was there was this one line that Basil Fawlty said. I'm going to have a look on the internet, see if I can find it. If I do, I'm going to insert it here.
What was that? That was your life, mate. Oh, that was quick. Do I get another? Sorry, mate, that's good luck.
Point is, don't waste the most precious commodity of all, time. So Sarah, now they've got that precious commodity of time, they've retired, what are they going to spend it on?
Well, for us, it's no surprise that our dream is to travel, and if you are new here, you should know that we retired 3 years ago and sold everything we own to travel the world for the next 10 years. We simply wouldn't have been able to do what we do now if we were holding down our corporate jobs, because the vacation time just wouldn't have been enough to travel as far and wide as we want to travel.
Yeah, and I guess the other side of that is that if you're working a corporate job, you can't really go in deep and extensively in the places you're going into, because you've got to be in meetings and that kind of thing. So that
Even
would have
working remotely would have
that would have negated any potential opportunities that we would have had. But what this enables you to do is to really look at your passions and develop those. It might be things that you've always done while you've been working, but now you've retired, you can really go in deep. For example, I've always had this dream of recording an album of music. I know nothing about music. I recorded a song many, many years ago, and if anyone ever wants to hear it, you can ask me. I may or may not share it. It's a little bit embarrassing, but
good.
Still embarrassing, but one of my dreams is to record an album, my opus. Because I would have the time, I could say, right, I'm spending 6 months on this. I'm not thinking, right, I'm going to spend 9 to 5 working on this stuff here and then give myself an hour in the evening. I can actually really devote time to it. And you know, I've found that some people sleepwalk into retirement. I'm going to be mentioning this later on in the video, and it's not a particularly settling thing to talk about actually, but that is not a passion. Sleepwalking is something I'd like you to avoid. You've got to plan for your retirement.
Yeah, and if you don't want to sleepwalk, the list is endless really. You could be doing something creative, journaling, crafts, painting, charity,
anything like that.
And the great thing about retirement is you have your freedom and you are no longer defined by your job. You have the opportunity to totally reinvent yourself.
Now, I mentioned a moment ago that there was something unsettling, and that is that my father passed away recently. And in his retirement, he suffered a lot because he felt that he was worthless, that no one was interested in his opinion anymore. When he worked, he had a very important job and something he was extremely proud of. But the day he retired, his phone just stopped ringing. And I don't want to call him out here, but I kind of have to. If anything, he chose to be irrelevant. He had many, many dreams of things he wanted to pursue in retirement, and he just, I don't know, I just think he wasn't brave enough to do it. And I know that me and my brother and sister and Sarah and everyone around him would try and encourage him to live the dreams that he always said that he wanted to do, but he didn't do it. And that's one of the biggest inspirations for me in retirement, because I don't want to be doing what he did. And I really wish I could turn back time so that he could have his retirement again and live it the way that I think he would have really enjoyed it, and he would have been so much happier too.
He would, yeah.
So many people are defined by their careers, and I think that's dangerous. Like, if
it's
you
a big thing.
Yeah, it is. And if you watch a quiz show on TV, they always ask the same questions to the contestants at the start. What's your name? Where do you live? And what do you do? What job have you got? Imagine if a quiz show opened with, what's your name and how would you like to be remembered when you leave this earth? How much more interesting an answer that would be, because I don't want to be defined by the fact I worked in resilience for a bank. That's pretty
And even if you say,
tedious.
I've retired, they always say, where have you retired from?
Yeah,
It's like,
doesn't
it
matter.
has to be that definitive, doesn't it?
Doesn't matter, because you are what you are from today forward. So what do you want to be remembered for? What do you want people to be saying about you? It might almost be that you need a mission statement. You know, when you've got your day job, if you're working for someone else, they've almost always got a mission statement. So you're living under theirs. It might be time for you to have yours.
So what is it that we suggest people do here?
You've got an opportunity to think about how you want to be remembered and the impact that you have while you're here. I'm bringing it back to retirement age. The earlier you retire, the best opportunity you've got of moving with confidence into the next stage and trajectory of your life. Now, we don't have a mission statement per se, Sarah, do we? But if we did, it would probably be something like inspire others through our experience in retirement using our YouTube channel. And that might not sound very exciting or not sound important to you, but
That really is. Yeah.
That's us.
True.
That's what works for us. So here is another little task for you to undertake here. So what will it be? Here's some examples. It might be that you want to bring joy to the faces of everyone you meet. Doesn't have to be huge. If you do that, you're going to be loved. Or it might be that you want to be the fittest and healthiest person that you could possibly be. Or that you want to be known for helping people in your local area. So if it's any one of those three, here's what I think people are going to say about you. She was so caring and always put the community before herself. Oh, he was such a happy man. He always brought sunshine into the lives of all he met. Oh, she was so driven and focused. Being with her always made me want to do better in my own life.
We find that as you get into the rhythm of your retirement journey, you learn so much. And if travel forms any part of your retirement dream, we've got this video right here that will give you the best advice possible to make you a travel pro.
Our dream is world travel. What's yours?